happening, everyone? Welcome back. Happy Friday. Hope you're about to have an amazing weekend. Weather is beautiful here. I will say that. Oh, man. Just, I kind of wanted to riff a little bit on, continue a little bit of the conversation from yesterday. And, a lot of people wondering, asking different questions around just having the general sentiment around PulseChain today being PulseChain. I really don't think PulseChain today it has the setup, it has all the tools, it has, a lot of the bridges and all those things that I think are, it has the basics, the fundamentals. It doesn't have all the upgrades. It doesn't have all the people flooding into it. It doesn't have the, smashing of huge buys, I'll say, I guess, huge trades in general. There's some huge trades happening from time to time, but it really is. I think that's one of the keys. It has the chat. I think that's one of the keys to really understanding and not like wrecking yourself hard. Is what you see on PulseChain today is not the final product. I guess you would say it's not even a product of disappointment. It's more of a product of, again, pent up energy and potential. And I know it's not a very satisfying answer, but it is one of those things. I don't think you need to be. I don't think things are set up for you to be satisfied with PulseChain launching and the macro environment consideration and the founder consideration and all the bad news that we've waded through. I just don't think that's a very interesting frame to look at it through. I think it can really steer you in the wrong direction. It can really steer you in a direction that gives you doubt or makes you think twice about building, or just, I don't know. Like, I think that combined with, you may have personal things going on in your life. You may have, again, bills you got to pay. You may have, you may never have been a true believer in the first place. You may have been like, hey, I just got onboarded and, this place was fun for a little bit and now it's not so fun in whatever area or subculture you're part of. And you maybe just drift away from it. So I don't know. I just don't think this point in time picture of PulseChain, literally the expectations I don't think anyone takes that seriously. No one takes expectations seriously anymore. They think, okay, let's get real. From the beginning, we all had expectations. Well, I don't know what to say. If you have expectations, those things could be turned into disappointments if they don't go the direction you want to go. I think the way I look at it is, again, I believe in this place. I don't know. I just don't think that this stuff affects me. There's so much noise. There's so much pieces that just don't really belong. They get put together. There's all these narratives that just sort of, the conclusions that people have about the ecosystem, on their way out or in the middle of it being disgruntled. They just they're not a very satisfying, thing to think about or believe. So there's all these different pieces to it, but I don't know. I think thinking about what PulseChain looks like today versus what we know it can look like, once we have people who come in, new believers. There we go, new believers. I like that phrasing too. The ones that are going to come in here and see opportunity and not have to go through, the ups and downs of the last year and a half, as far as launch goes. And, the 3 years, like what are we going on, 3 years or so for sack price? I don't know. I think that's one of the keys to not wrecking yourself and keeping the belief in the ecosystem is today is not the final day of PulseChain. And all the products we have, everything, there's nothing like, what can't we do? Like, what limitation do we have? And what limitation do you not think the devs will be able to navigate or care about more once we have momentum going up. Do you think like we're gonna have momentum going to the upside and just like everything's gonna be broken? The community's gonna go in shambles again? Like people, no, like the whole sentiment, the whole motivation, the whole alignment really kicks into high gear once you have the right conditions for it to do so. So I just don't think we're at the right conditions for it to, be what we know it can be. So until that happens, I'm gonna use that persistence quote. Keep on keeping on. So yeah, I think that's a really important thing to keep in mind. What you see today isn't nearly the fraction, isn't even related to the glory that we know this ecosystem can achieve. So it's pretty good. Pretty good. I like to think about it like that. I think that's a very productive way, a very positive way, a very win-win way, because in the meantime, instead of getting, oh, things suck, I'm not going to participate, or I'm going to, do something else, or now I got to go get mine. I'm going to go create some unhealthy game, or, I'm going to stop talking about the core coins and only talk about the things that's going to make me rich as quick as possible. You're not judging anyone who does those things, but if you want to go down that path, it's pretty easy to go down that path. If you want to walk the path that is, hey, I'm aligned to make this place, blow up. Look at the upside, take the upside, share in the upside, whether that's monetary, whether that's, emotional feels, whether it's community based, whether it's growing your network, whatever it is, really figuring that out first and having that as your, I talked about guiding star before. I talked about how if you just came here to make money and leave, of course, if that doesn't happen, then the latter part is going to happen much more quickly. It's going to be much easier to do for you to become a net negative for the ecosystem than a net positive. So before I get into chat, this will be a quick one, by the way. So get your question in if you have some. I see some already, but I'll get in chat in just a minute. Shout out to this guy, PulseX Hex Inc. PT. I assume that means pump tires. With the handle, Matthew Sisk. He always posts these. He has these different liquidity pieces that he talks about here too. Big shiny numbers, and he updates it from time to time too. But yeah, talks about the BitSlot liquidity, the X's. You cannot be bullish enough on all of these pieces. Even Pampy does a sell pressure. You can add that in there too. We've seen a ton of bull posts around that stuff as well. And boy, the liquidity positions and the things that we see that could be coming our way as far as being able to pump these numbers up. If we have some big moves happening on chain, I think it's pretty amazing and pretty cool to look at. So I don't know. I feel like it's even more productive to entertain myself with X's dreams of X's than like the other side of just like doubts and just everything sucks, go find somebody to blame type of deal. So yeah, that's pretty cool. He goes through, updates the thread every once in a while and talks about the liquidity and the X's and all the math and stuff from there too. So pretty interesting. I know a lot of people have different analysis on this, but I thought that was pretty cool. Anyways, look at those numbers. Looking pretty good. Great coverage for PulseChain. Appreciate that. Red Squirrel, how's it going? Centurion 54X, welcome. Happy Friday, Crypto Toad 83. The Chad, muscles, 69 packs, helmets, and flags that may or may not have wind blowing in them, landing on a planet that is outside or inside the solar system. The Chad, how's it going? Good to see you. Paul, how's it going, Paul? Good afternoon, Max. Is Jesse's post about PulseChain not implementing any of the ETH or Sonic improvement proposals about concern? It's been 2 years now. I talked about this yesterday. I don't know if you saw the stream yesterday, but I think I haven't seen this post. I can't talk to it directly, or if I have, don't have it in my mind right now. But in general, not like the upgrades. I think of them as being timed. I think them for PulseChain, for PulseX, whatever new platforms may come out, whatever new wallet may come out. I think they're being strategically timed, and not just to I think pump tires was kind of almost, I could see that being an exception of like, okay, there's a market that is hungry for this stuff, and we're going to save a lot of the other juicy stuff for another time, but this is like a good timing. Who knows when pumped out tires would even started being developed as well. It could have been developed 2 years ago or a year ago. It could have been developed as soon as Pump Fun started being existing, and then confirmation that this was, the meme narrative was strong at this time or another, and then boom, we got it. I mean, that could have been time too. So I think any of the EIPs, any of the stuff that may be coming out, any of the upgrades ETH and stuff get, I don't think of it, again, I don't pretend to be smarter than RH and the devs. I don't pretend to, if they have a strategy around the stuff, if they have a war room with all these things on the wall of how things are going to go and when to do this and shifting dates and times around and oh, okay, we got a new idea, let's put on the market. Like, I don't pretend that that's even a thing or there's pieces like that happening, but boy, could that be easy to imagine. And I would like to think that, yeah, a lot of these things are being timed. Like, why else would we have minimal upgrades in general coming out right now? Like, what other reason would there be if you have a dev team, billions of dollars sacrifice, millions, billions, all that, and for a year and a half, you just have very, very small strategic, some things are bigger than others. I mean, we had the liquidity stuff, stablecoin stuff for PulseX, again, had pump tires. We've had, different upgrades and stuff on the clients for validators for the network. And there's been pieces here and there, bridge stuff and all that too. But what other reason would there be to, if you got all those resources, you got all this stuff, what other reason would there be to not have all the stuff coming out all the time? Other than that's one way to do it. Why not wait till there's actually momentum in the ecosystem? Why not wait till our number one marketer, comes back, for example? Why not wait until macro conditions are great for pumpamentals to do pumpamental things? Why wouldn't that be better? Why would it be better to stage and time these things versus just, oh yeah, we made it. Like, let's just put it out there and let's go get a 10% on the day and watch it get sold down. And then now we don't have that in the future. Now we can't. Like, why wouldn't you time these things to have the maximum impact, have compounding effects going up for all of the metrics, not just price, but for volume, to attract people to onboard, all that stuff. Like, if you can imagine an environment where macros look good, Richard's back, for example, that may or may not happen, like whatever. You got people excited about the ecosystem. Then bang, you got another PulseX upgrade. Bang, you got a PulseChain upgrade. Bang, you got a new platform coming in. Oh, there's a wallet. Why not again, plan and save for that kind of environment to have it, to do all these exciting things and get all these upgrades out rather than just doing them whenever. And for all the ETH stuff, again, Richard said before, ETH is PulseChain's testnet. Maybe they want to wait some time. Maybe they want to wait and have some time in between before they upgrade stuff, just in case there are bugs and stuff too. Again, and who's asking? Who's demanding all these PulseChain upgrades? Like, what do we do? Let's say tomorrow we see from Richard's like, oh, it appears that new clients are out, blah, blah, blah. And Brett Tepp, our favorite public PulseChain dev, starts tweeting about it, and everyone starts picking it up when, oh, wow, PulseChain got this new EIP. It got this new. What are we going to do with that? Why wouldn't that's going to last a few days? Is the price going to go up? Like, what is that going to do? Like, who cares? I mean, like, honestly, yeah, I want the upgrades too, but like, what does that do for us? I guess the inverse question too. What does it not do for us? Like, what does it take away that we don't have those? Is there someone out there being like, I would use PulseChain if it just had these EIPs, or like pointing out, look, the PulseChain fork didn't even take ETH's new EIPs, didn't take the new ETH upgrades yet. Are there prominent people out there complaining about PulseChain being slow or not having the tech that ETH has? Now, when we become popular enough and deservedly talked about enough and we got volume flying off the handles and prices up and all this stuff. In that environment, that may make people say things like that, or we may be getting ahead of it. Like anyway, like it makes more sense to do, right? So that would be my point. Is like, I don't care if we get any upgrades right now on stuff. I could totally see that being saved for timed stuff that when it makes more sense, when the environment's in better shape. So that's be my reaction just in general to upgrades. Again, I haven't seen Jesse's post that I remember, so I'm not talking about it directly, but I don't find it concerning. I'll say that we don't get upgrades all the time. Because why? Because okay, we get an upgrade, I get to go on stream and talk about it and tell everyone. So does everyone else. Are we getting any news articles written about this yet? Are we getting, is that building on momentum in the markets for us? Like it's not. So if it is being strategically timed, like that makes the most sense to me. I don't know. It's just, why not? What's up, Alex Santos? Welcome. Did you see the GoPulse sacrifice? I did not. I might pull it up though. I thought GoPulse was a community project. How could they use PulseX buy and burn to burn Go? Is that a new token? Let me go. What is their Twitter? Is it GoPulse? GoPulse? What is it? GoPulse.com? There we go. Big announcement. Okay. May 1st, we will launch our official Go, enabling anyone to benefit from GoPulse's economic value. Pulse ecosystem, any future work for the team, maximizing our value or goal. A part of every swap, GoPulseX.com might be used to buy and burn Go on the open market. Cost revenue. This distributes phase May 1st through the 7th. Okay. First I've seen this. All 17 million Go will be distributed to participants without vested schedule or inside allocation. No one can sell the price down. Vested schedule. Because there's no inflation. No joining. Okay. Yeah, I'm not seeing this at all. So I don't know the technicals behind it or can't speak to anything on it yet. But yeah, big announcement. One of the most popular website in the PulseChain ecosystem. One of my favorite. That and GoRealDeFi.com. By the way, GoRealDeFi, like I said, it's been gatekept on Twitter. And that's why I don't post the link GoRealDeFi.com, because it'll either get blocked or like it'll get restricted or whatever. So exactly the same. So if you notice, if you click on PulseX, for example, it'll take you to pulsex.pulsechainapp.com. PulseChainapp.com just points to GoRealDeFi website. It looks exactly the same. You know, I just like the name GoRealDeFi, so that's what the one I shared initially. I'm going to keep using GoRealDeFi, but if you're trying to share it on Twitter, for example, just note you can use PulseChain app, at least for now. Knock on wood, please. Don't restrict a legit website. I went through so much trouble so many times to try to get it removed off whatever BS list that they keep putting on, saying it's malicious. It's obviously not. It's been running for almost 2 years, a year and a half now. It's totally verifiable. It's literally like the opposite of malicious. It's like a security-focused website that helps you get stuff done in the ecosystem. So just FYI, PSA, GoRealDeFi, and PulseChainapp.com, exactly the same point, exactly the same place. We'll do the same job, whichever one you want to go to. If you want to share it on Twitter, though, at least as of now, please continue. PulseChainapp.com, not gatekept. So just FYI on that. This feels like a funeral. I mean, I don't know. I'm out of breath sometimes when I get on here because I exercise before streaming sometimes, which is never really a great idea, because then I'm just like either a little sweaty or I'm like half out of breath because I was just doing some dips, bro. So I don't know. When I speak freely, not to speak off the cuff sometimes. I don't always have like a fuck go voice. So maybe that's it. I'll hype it up every once in a while. What's up, Hex Wizard 369? How's it going? Welcome. Doug, I was thinking you had took over Matty Allen's PulseChain conference, but I saw it's your own. What made you choose to do your own conference? Great question. Honestly, I talked about this a little bit before, but yeah, definitely not taking over Maddie's. I think that's still happening around PulseChain birthday time. But I don't know. I'm just always looking for ways to make a contribution in the community. So one of the ways I think I can do that is I'm going to try it at least. Again, I may never do another event, no expectations, but I was like, you know what? I can do a conference, online conference, much easier than I think a lot of things too. So, if you got a platform and you got streaming skills and you know how to use Excel and all that stuff, you don't even have to have a website. There's no website for Pulse Conference 2055 as of now. So I just thought, I can put this together. I think the more conferences, the better. I hope this inspires other people to go start more PulseChain and Hex conferences and stuff like that. Think about even doing a PulseX conference. So I don't think we've seen that before, because I think PulseX has got plenty of content to talk about for that. And of course, you can talk about, there can be some Hex and PulseChain talks, in my opinion. If I do a PulseX conference, I don't know what's like doing a PulseChain conference. There's plenty of Hex talks in it too. So if there's a PulseX conference, why couldn't there be related coins, ecosystem talks and stuff like that too? So yeah, that was really the reason. I was like, I see an opportunity to do a conference, and I want to do it. I thought about this like 3 weeks ago. I'd like to do it relatively soon. So, like inspiration is perishable, right? Naval Ravikant. And May is a great time, I think, because again, it's around PulseChain's birthday. I don't know, May just felt like a good time to do it as well. So yeah, almost 40, around 40 speakers. Got around 40. Hopefully we'll hit 40, maybe get close to 50 speakers. If we get some more people who apply to speak, feel free to click apply. If you want to donate, you can donate as well for prizes or media. Got some people working on some cool stuff on that as well. And next week, I plan on showing the update for schedule. So hopefully a close to finalized schedule. We'll see. So should be fun. But yeah, did I answer your question? Basically, I just thought, hey, what's another way to contribute, make a contribution in the community? I'll run a conference. We'll try that. Never did that before. Let's try it. Let's go. Paul, thanks for response, Max. Was asking due to your dev background. Was that question? Was that Paul? Oh, the improvements. Yeah. Yeah. Validators go burr. But like I said, I don't like I think things are going the way they're supposed to be going. So not concerned on that. Ivor, how many X's is PulseX from Saks rate? 9, I want to say. I don't know. I haven't looked at the price for a while. I'll try not to do that too often. It's not the right time for me to get dopamine hits about going up, from what I understand. Just every once in a while, there's some green bubbles, but I would say 8 or 9 from Saks rate, which is pretty bullish, honestly. Like, again, I know it's easy to be like, yeah, if you go down 90%, like, of course it's going to go up. Well, if you believe that, then would you get more X's if you bought lower and get a let you go up higher? I don't know. Everyone sees that as, it's down so much. I'm like, yeah, it's down so much. So I think it's going to go up. So would I buy some more and get more X's? Pretty cool. Most popular go, yeah. I think GoPulse and Go Real DeFi are the two I go to the most. I don't go to GoPulse as much these days just because I don't want to look at the prices. I use it mostly for prices. Funny enough, like when the prices are popping off, I use GoPulse a lot. But when I want to access the apps and stuff, I use Go Real DeFi. Such a necessity for PulseChain. I agree, Paul. I think you said it well. I think it is. I think it's great for onboarding, makes things easy. Again, I love downloadable DeFi and all that stuff too, but I know most of the world either is not ready for it or not interested. So if we bring them along, just like make it a similar case to centralized exchanges, like get them in, help them understand, and if they want to use it themselves, they can. If we got some good alternatives and stuff on this, good websites, then I think that's great stuff. Appreciate that, Kevin. Dip catcher of dips of catchers, who will be speaking at the conference as well about his Hex on Ethereum deal called the FlexNet, gas tokens, all that good stuff. Awesome. You're scheduling conference 30 years, man. I know, like, I did not anticipate, here's one thing. I did not anticipate the amount of confusion that calling it Pulse Conference 2055 would cause. Because to me, it was like, what is it? Cyberpunk 2077. And what was that movie? Not Tron. I keep getting mixed up. What was it? 2049 movie. 2049 movie. Come on. Blade Runner 2049. I did not anticipate that no one would get the theme of like futuristic deal. And two pieces of this. And May 5th, 2055, guess what? It's 5555. 5555. Yeah, exactly. So I thought it was cool. And then when I announced it, everyone's like, wait, when is this happening? And I'm like, no, it's happening on 5525, but it's a futuristic theme for 5555. Anyways, I did not expect the lack of getting it from people. I guess that's what you get when you just think of something and you're like, oh, that's cool. And then you don't, no one else is like thinking in that vein. So not too crazy, but anyways, and then someone's like, well, what are you going to do in 2055? What are you going to call the conference then? I said, that's a good problem to have. If we're having PulseChain conferences in 2055, then hopefully we'll figure it out. We'll call it the one is the original and the other is not the original. And we can decide which one is which, I guess, from there, something like that. So anyways, edX still saccharate is pretty cool. I mean, yeah, all right, you maybe got to go Pulse. I'm going to wrap up here in a second. Got to go Pulse and go down. Okay, not 8X. It's because everything's went up. We were way down. We were like at 4 zeros, 1 something for a long time with PulseX. So was it 3X, 3, 4, 3.5, 4X from saccharate? Yeah. I just assumed it was still in the 100s on the 4 zeros, 100. So not too far. Pulse, 2 or 3X. Yeah. So yeah, 0.9X SAC. Yeah, that's just the other way of looking at it. So fun fact, 2555 is the length of a lucky stake pool. Wow. There you go. A lot of fives, a lot of good stuff on that. Anyways, what? I'll leave you with this one. I thought that was funny. What countries do not cooperate with Interpol? I've been wanting to ask this question and think about it. I haven't thought about it yet. Most countries do cooperate. Which ones do not? Taiwan, Kosovo, Palestine, non-member entities, not recognized members. Where is Richard? Is he in Taiwan? Probably not North Korea. Examples include limited cooperation. I know. I like Taiwan. Well, there you have it. If you're wondering, if strategically not in an Interpol cooperating country, looks like, don't quote me on it, but GPT says Taiwan. So there you go. Could be good. Pretty interesting. Anyways, wrapping up here. That is all I got for you today. Appreciate y'all. Have a great weekend. We'll be back probably next week with the stream. And if anybody wants to have me on their channel to talk about the Pulse conference and stuff, let me know. I'll be doing Pulse conference stuff. And that is all I got for you today. Scivive and 5555. We are out.